Welcome everyone. Today we will be configuring Visual Studio Code for O3DE engine and C++. By the end of this video you will be able to navigate to the headers as well as have autocomplete or some sort of IntelliSense, as well as when you hover you will be able to see some of the information about those variables. Unfortunately, Visual Studio 17 build system does not create the compile commands, so we will need the Ninja build system to do it. It's not that troublesome to set it up. You just download it from GitHub. In this case, I place it in the disk local C, open the settings and the environmental variables and add it to the path. This will allow the command lines to recognize Ninja and the executable using the path that you just added. You then open an x64 native tool command prompt. Avoid using any other kind of terminal besides this one, the Visual Studio Code or even the Visual Studio or the operating system terminals. Besides this one, it won't work, at least in my case or in my tests, it not work with the Ninja build system. So make sure that you use the x64 native tool command prompt. From the command line, we'll then navigate to the projects folder. I navigated to my project and not the O3DE engine because I want to include everything that I've also written in my custom made gems and my project. You run this command. Notice that I'm configuring to a build /ninja underscore compile commands, so I'm not rewriting the same folder that I use for the project. I just want the compile commands. I don't want to run my O3DE engine using the Ninja system. I want to continue to use Visual Studio 17, so I'm gonna create it in a different folder. In this case it's called build Ninja compile commands. I'm also using a different path for my O3DE packages. In your case you might be using the default one. If you are using the default one, you do not need the part of DLI third-party path equals to that folder. It was recommended to use DLI unit build equals off by Nick, so I suggest you to do the same. The CMake export compile commands equals on is necessary, so the compile commands is created. Once the configuring is done, notice that you have two folders now. My normal folder, where I build my engine and my project, is usually called Windows, and that's where I want everything to stay. The folder that I just created now is just for the Ninja compile commands. That is why it's separate, so I don't break things or using two different build systems. In fact, if you were to try it in the same folder as Windows, it won't even let you. If you want to abandon completely the Visual Studio 17, you probably can also do it. It's up to you if you want to use Ninja or Visual Studio 17. Once you confirm that you have the JSON, copy paste the folder or the entire path to the file. You make sure that you search for compile commands. You press the edit in settings JSON. That will open the entire file that has settings for the Visual Studio Code. By pressing that button, it will automatically add the CCCP default compile commands, and you just copy paste the entire directory to your compile commands JSON. Everything should be good to go. So you just close all your Visual Studio Code instances. Make sure that you actually close all of them, because if you leave at least one open, it might not fully restart. from that point forward you should be able to have access to navigation. If you hover over the variables, it should provide you with the details, as well as IntelliSense or some form of autocomplete should also be available. The good thing is it will use those details from your engine as well as your gems and your project if you configure from the project folder. In case if you are interested in additional resources beyond what we have been covering in this channel, take a look at this GitHub project. It just has a README, and I've been writing of keeping track of most of the projects or other people that is also working with O3DE engine. So you will find a lot, from projects to videos, tutorials, templates, blogs, etc. Everything that is related to O3DE engine, directly or indirectly, I've been placing them here in this README file. Feel free to browse. Most of it, if not everything, is open source. Some of them are lumberyard, but most of the content is still compatible, so I still advise you to at least take a look at them. Because I've separated into groups, you will probably find something that is useful to you, whatever it is that you are working or your current focus is. Down below there are some examples. There are more than these ones, but time has been short lately, so I've not been keeping track of absolutely everything. If you do find more and is not in this list, feel free to leave a comment and I will try to add those here. If you are into Lua, I also left some Lua diagnostic globals. This will not be the same thing as the things that we are discussing today in this video about C++. It will give you some autocompletes for Lua and remove the Visual Studio Code warnings and errors that this doesn't exist. So, but this is manual. Let's hope someone else finds something that is actually better than this. This is all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope I'll see you in the next video.